What is going on, you guys? If you guys took a look at our last vlog that we did, we picked up Nicole's brand new 2019 Mustang GT. Now the car has like 800 miles on it. All right, so the car has 790 miles on it. But what we're gonna be doing is we are going to be installing an exhaust system on it. And that is going to be MBRP's, what is it, Pro Series active exhaust, because this car does have active. And I mean, look at the stock exhaust now. It's great and all, but those tips. So, first thing we're gonna do before we get the car jacked up, let's get out all this foam and everything. All of our piping needs to go as well. We basically gotta get the exhaust set up to be installed. And damn, look at this. I thought MBRP did an X pipe, I didn't realize it did an H pipe. And there is our active exhaust motor valves there. Oh, that's pretty cool. So basically, this pipe right here goes out and actually comes out the back here. For this one, the exhaust flows straight out, but when the valve gets closed on this one, the exhaust goes up and then ends up coming back around through the muffler, the rest of whatever's resonated inside here. So that's actually pretty cool. This one is going to be our driver's side, so I'm going to sit that down right there. Passenger side here. She left me the instructions too, nice. And this one is going to be going in like that, so I believe this is going to be our passenger side as well. Easy enough. We'll leave the instruction there just in case we run into any issues. That should be good. Now we do also have carbon fiber tips in here as well. Now that, need the clamps. All right. Now that we have that all taken care of, let's go and get the car jacked up, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right, you guys, now that we have the car jacked up, this comes down to taking off the exhaust now. First, we're gonna need a 15mm socket and a 13mm socket, and maybe some extensions. So here, we'll grab our 15, and we're also going to grab our 13. Actually, if you have a swivel socket, it'll make it a lot easier. Instead, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my swivel 13 here, and I'll show you why this is actually a little bit easier here. Also, if you're doing this by yourself, I'll show you a little trick to use the jack for, so that way it'll make it a little bit easier getting the exhaust up on your own. So let's go ahead and head into the car. Here, we have 4 15mm bolts. All we're gonna do is just loosen them. Is the battery dead? What the hell? Oh, that's why. All right, now that that is loosened, let's grab a flathead screwdriver, and you might need a hammer, maybe not. Now, there's going to be like a little pin here that blocks this collar from sliding off. All you have to do is get your flathead and bend up that little piece, same thing right here. Just like that, and this collar should be able to slide on up here. All right, that should be good. I can't really get it anymore. So what we're gonna do, we are going to go ahead and grab our trim removal tool. We're gonna go ahead and get to the active exhaust. Now, the active exhaust part is pretty easy. I don't know how the lighting is right here, but I hope you guys can see it. There's about 2 plugs here. 1 plug, I lied. So the first plug is gonna be right here on the driver's side. There's just a little push tab and it unplugs just like that. Now the rest of the wiring harness is actually like clipped in. So what you're gonna have to do, use our plastic, or not our plastic, a trim removal tool. And boom, just like that. And then same thing on the main wiring harness. And then, oh yeah, I was right, 2 plugs. Our second plug is actually connected directly to the valve. I don't think you could see it here, but it's basically the same type of clip. You just push down on it and then pull out. Let me see if I can grab it here. I actually can't get that one there, so we're just gonna do it from this side here. It's all right though. All right, let's head on over to the passenger side here and do the same thing. Let's unplug it, just like so, and then unclip it from here. Perfect, just like that. All right, next step we are going to want to do, oh, I didn't disconnect this one. One more to disconnect. Now the wiring harness is only being supported by the other plug that's plugged into the valve that I can't reach actually. So next thing that we're gonna do is we're actually gonna start disconnecting these right here. This is where I suggest that you have the swivel for, because I'm just gonna feed my gun in through here. I can't really get a straight fit on it, so we're gonna use the swivel just to get it. If not, you could just use a regular ratchet just to get inside there. Just trying to make it a little bit easier for us. Let's get it right there. Now, once you get these bolts loosened, don't actually take them out. Leave a couple threads in there. That's just to make sure they don't fall off. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna disconnect the brackets right here. Now you don't have to, it just makes it a lot easier to get the exhaust off. And the exhaust isn't gonna fall because this bracket is actually hooked in there. This is where our handy dandy angle ratchet comes in. That one is disconnected. Now that we have that disconnected, basically the only thing that's holding up our exhaust right now is this bracket still, but it's not bolted in, the other bracket, then our two brackets right there. Now, here is a little trick. If you guys have a pry bar, pry bar. If you guys have a pry bar and some glass cleaner, the glass cleaner can be used as lube or WD-40. Just take this guy right here, stick it up underneath this arm right here, and we're gonna pull back. That slides the whole exhaust forward, you can see. And that basically will allow that piece to drop at the end there. But that trick that I was gonna show you is, since we're working alone here, I'm gonna try to be as safe as possible. Once I disconnect that piece down here, the whole X pipe's gonna drop. So what I'm going to do is put my jack underneath the mid resonator. So when it does drop, the whole exhaust doesn't come crashing down. It's just gonna be sitting down on the jack. We have our jack underneath there now. Now what we can do is just connect our bolts holding up this right here. Put that to the side, and we're gonna unhook this part. We still have our clamps right here, hooking in our exhaust, holding it up. Just tilt these downward just to get them out of our way. Now we're gonna use our pry bar. We're just gonna pry it out, hopefully. Our exhaust comes out, and there it goes. I don't know if you guys saw it down there. It just slipped up a little bit. Now, run back all the way over to the jack here, and all we're gonna do is just lower it. Oh, still getting caught. The collars didn't slide off all the way enough, so it's still hitting the pipes a little bit. So what we're gonna do is just push our exhaust forward, just so it falls like that. Now that our exhaust is about to fall, now we can lower our jack. And if we look underneath, our resonator angel has fallen. Beautiful. Now this part is going to be a little bit heavier, so the best way I do this, go into like a bench press position here, and if you could bench press 60 pounds, then you should be all right. What you're gonna do, you're gonna lift up on this bracket and this bracket at the same time, and then you're gonna push up, unclip it, and the whole exhaust is going to come down. So let's go ahead and do that. And just like that, here comes our exhaust, and our resonator is still being held up, so I'm gonna tip it off. There we go. And just like that, we have our stock exhaust off. So now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and transfer this collar over, that collar over, those guys over to our middle pieces. There we go. And then get back to you guys when we're about to take off the motor and then put in the mid pipe there and start getting going with this exhaust, right? So I'll be right back. All right, so here we are at the part of getting the motor off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pinch this down here just to unplug it for now, if it'll let me. There we go. So this, I gotta remember, is the, what is this, passenger side. So I'm gonna put this on the right side, and then I'm gonna unplug this one here. Oh, I missed a clip. And this one right here is going to be the driver's side. Perfect. So now that we have that all unplugged, go ahead and grab a 10. Let's move the exhaust into the shade. All right, go ahead and grab a 10 millimeter socket. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna take off the top 3 bolts under here. Perfect. Try to remember how this is assembled here as well. A little trick that we're gonna do, we're gonna leave that one connected just so we know how our exhaust is going to stay connected, or our valves are. So what we're gonna do now is take off our motor. Perfect. Now what I'm confused about is how this is going to get bolted in. Because all we have to do here, I'm confused. Am I missing a piece here? Let's see. These are our clamps. All right, now we're going to the instructions because now I don't know how that's going in. All right, you guys, so we found our piece. It was stuck inside of our mid pipe, and it's a little bag. I have it on the side over there. And basically that's what was keeping us from getting, but yeah, that's why we couldn't find the motor here. But anyways, we have this here. We have all of our bolts that we need. All we have to do now, it comes with this piece here, this little bracket, set it aside there. That's what's gonna control it. And then we can go ahead and sit our exhaust valve on top of it here. So we have our valves aligned up there. Now what we're gonna do is grab our bolt, feed it in from the bottom, and then tighten it down from over here. Now that we have this set up, we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then I will show you once we're about to start putting everything back up. All right, so give me just a moment. All right, you guys, so now that we have the valves on here, as you can see, we have everything tightened down now. We had to align the spring inside of here with the little adjustment, I guess you could say, that they gave us. Anyways, now we're good to put in our H pipe. So basically what I did, I put the collars on here just to make it easier for us to slip this guy in here. So let's go ahead and get under the car. Still surprised that this is an H pipe here. So what we're gonna do, just lift this guy up, try to align it, and feed the collars right onto it. Hopefully that stays. We're gonna get our jack, and we're just gonna use it to hold up our H pipe, like we did with our mid resonator. There we go. We just have it just enough pressure so the H pipe isn't completely hanging down on our header pipes. I'm just gonna feed this in a little bit more, make sure this is all seated in place. Seems good to me. Just bend down that tab again. I don't know if you could see that, guys. I'm sorry about the camera angle. All right, now that that is in, we are going to put in our mid pipes now. If you notice, our mid pipes don't feed in through the front. So like, let's say that this is our exhaust here. Our mid pipes don't feed in through the front like the other ones did. They actually feed on backwards, which means that the exhaust hangers go on backwards. And since they go on backwards, it's gonna be a little bit interesting trying to see how this exhaust hooks up. So let's go ahead, I'm trying to figure out how exactly this goes on. So I think this, if you look at it from this angle, you can see that it's more toward the top. And obviously our hanger is gonna be to the top, so it's gonna be on this side. So what we're gonna do here is grab one of our bolts, fit this over our H pipe if we can, and we can. And then we're just going to try to hook this guy up here. It's not working. So we're just gonna hook it up however we can, just like that. Maybe this doesn't go to this side actually. Maybe because it's really high up there, so. Ah, there we go. Haha. So it goes on that side. That's weird. I'm just gonna put my bolt in. That keeps that hanger from popping off in any way, shape, or form. Let's get this exhaust out of our way. Stupid stock exhaust. Second mid pipe, here we go. This guy is gonna do the same thing. Feed him onto here. Flip this baby over. Come on. I wish I should have raised my jack first. We got it hooked on now. Let's grab our bolt. Oh, got me dizzy there. All we're gonna do is just feed in the bolt just like that. Now what we can do is go ahead and raise up our H pipe a lot more now, since we know how our mid mufflers or mid pipes are attaching there. That looks about good right there just from looking underneath the car. Now for the easy part is hooking up our mufflers. All right guys, I made a big mistake. I forgot to put the clamps on. So all we have to do, it's all right. That's right, we didn't miss too much of a part. It's only 2 clamps that we're missing. Just gonna take this guy off here. If I can get it off. There we go. And let's grab our clamps. All we're gonna do is put up a clamp right there. Actually, I'm gonna put it that way. And now, we can attach our pipes again. There we go. 3 times the charm. Beautiful. Now let's get the clamp over on this side here. I'll just loosen it some more again. Haha, now let's get this bolt in here. Now that we have that all done, now it's time to get the mufflers in. The easiest way I've always found to get the mufflers in is to go ahead, line up the pipe first. Oh wait, we forgot our clamps again. And then hook it up top there. Just like so. Hey, I think I'm a pro at this, just saying. That is installed there. I have to figure out how this is going to get plugged in here now. Now all I'm gonna do is just put my bolts in here just to keep this one from falling out on me. And then same thing at the bottom here. We got that side done. Now, all right, now that side's done, all I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna push everything up and align it, then I'll get you guys some exhaust clips. So we'll see you at the end of this result. All right, you guys, so we just finished up the MBRP Pro Series active exhaust. We got our carbon fiber tips on, looking beautiful. I'm gonna set the camera down so you guys can get a listen to it. I'm gonna put it to the side so you guys don't get a glare from the sun. Also, you don't get direct volume coming into you guys. All right, you guys, so first rev was in normal mode, second one was in quiet mode, and then I skipped sport mode just because normal and sport don't really make that much of a difference when I'm just revving it, so I switched directly to track mode there for you. But this thing sounds absolutely amazing. I'm glad that the active exhaust valves do work, which is great. That means that we installed it right, even though I have an issue finding those. But I'm going to go ahead and deliver this car back to Nicole, then we're gonna go on a test drive, so I will see you guys on the test drive. All right, you guys, so the exhaust inside the cabin, just normal driving, it actually sounds like, you can tell there's an exhaust on the car, but it's pretty well, I don't know what the word is, insulated, I don't know what the word is, but you get what I'm saying. It's actually pretty quiet compared to if I roll down the windows. Mind the wind noise. It does get louder, but rather than this exhaust being all about noise and volume, it has a nice deep tone to it. I'd probably say this is how the exhaust should come from factory, I feel like. I think that H pipe underneath us here is actually keeping it a lot leveled out rather than just letting all the volume go. So I think that's actually keeping it pretty well at a tone that it is now. Now if I bring it up in the RPMs, it does have a slight rasp to it toward the top of the RPM band, but it sounds really good still. And we need gas. But it sounds really, really good, actually. I think it's actually a perfect exhaust for a daily driver. I even think if you toss on some headers on this car, it would still not be too bad at all. I think it's great. Now, you saw the exhaust clips earlier. It is actually way louder outside than it is inside the car. So, hang on. I gotta make a stop here real quick and then we'll get back to it. All right, back to it. So, overall, I think it sounds actually pretty damn good. Sorry I don't have a suction cup to put onto the back of it, but just take my word for it. If you're looking for something really, really loud, this doesn't compare to Roush or the MBRP MBRP non-active Pro Series, basically straight pipe. When you get on it, it definitely adds a lot of volume for sure. I would say that it gets the same tone as the Pro Series non-active version, but the volume, you're missing a little bit there on the volume, definitely. But overall, sound quality is great. There's a cop there. Oh well. Oh wait, I'm speeding. Oh. It's 5 miles an hour over. We're fine. But I mean, sound quality is great. I think volume is good. I know once we break it in a little bit, exhaust is gonna get a little bit louder. I still see a little, oh, I don't see smoke anymore. Before, when I first took it out, turned it on, some exhaust was coming out of it, so. But yeah, overall guys, I think we did a solid job installing this exhaust 800 miles in on Nicole's brand new car, basically. Yeah, it sounds really good. Oh man. All right, well, I'm about to drop the car off to her, guys. So that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. Oh, well then. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, any concerns, any questions, just feel free to drop a comment in the comment box down below. Or if anything, send me a message on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram on the screen or in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.